The Asian in the Philippines, the Asian integration in Philippines trade. Our objective in this report is number 1, identifying the countries or nation include the Asian plus 3 and Asian plus 6 and their contribution to association. Number 2, discuss the implication of the Asian integration for the economies of the Southeast Asian nation. 3, describe strategies that can make Philippine companies more competitive in the Asian region.
East Asian nations. The integration acts like a double-edged sword because, on the one hand, it presents vast opportunities not only for large businesses but also for micro to small and medium enterprises in the country to export their products subject to lower tariff rates to the other ASEAN nations. On the other hand, it poses threats because without a proper defensive scheme, the open market of the host country can be penetrated by better and more established foreign businesses that can keep local businesses in their own tariff. Before discussing further the ASEAN integration, you need to start with the basic first. So what is the ASEAN? It is established in 1967. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, or the ASEAN, has 10 members, namely Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. The organization's central is located in Jakarta, Indonesia. Currently, ASEAN comprises a population of more than 600 million people, with the bulk coming from Indonesia, and the Philippines has an estimated combined gross domestic product, or the GDP, of USD 23 trillion of US commercial service 2014. Is the ASEAN Plus was organized by teaming up ASEAN countries and East Asian nations, which are China, Japan, and South Korea. These economic powerhouse countries in East Asia help the all members of the ASEAN Plus organization providing a strong relationship and stabilize economic status. The ASEAN Economic Community, or the AEC, the community that lead to the ASEAN economic integration, is an ambitious effort that deep market integration characterized by free flow of goods, services, and investment, a free of financial capital, enhanced connectivity, and expanded opportunities for inter-regional labor migration. International Labour Organization and ASEAN Development Bank 2014 that is set to roll out from 2008 until 2015. So the current design of the ASEAN regional economic cooperation was also shaped by more recent global economic shocks such as the collapse of the US subprime mortgage market in 2008 and the Eurozone debt crisis, while ASEAN economies have weathered these storms. Many of the world's leading industrialized countries are struggling to the shake of the effects of recessions. So the ASEAN integration generally aims to number 1, create competitive market across the ASEAN region, and number 2 is minimize development gaps in its member nations, or as the ASEAN Secretariat's 2008. The positive impact of the ASEAN integration appears promising. The potential for win-win situations among businesses in the 10 member nations is up for grabs. Even the US and the Europe are now taking a renewed interest in the ASEAN since clearly the ASEAN represent millions of potential consumers with a combined GDP of USD 2.2 trillion, or Feldman Personal Communication, or US ASEAN Business Council. And also, the complete rollout of the ASEAN Free Trade Area is one of the main objectives of the ASEAN integration, and also AFTA is a trade bloc agreement by the ASEAN members supporting local manufacturing in all ASEAN countries. The primary goals of AFTA are number 1, to increase ASEAN's competitive edge as a production based in the world through the elimination of tariff and non-tariff barriers with the ASEAN region. And number 2 is to attract more foreign direct investment to ASEAN. So also the PLDT Telecommunications Company said that ICT integration will help them keep pace with the increasingly complex and demanding ASEAN economy through collaborations with the region's strongest players. It can potentially open doors for interconnected businesses penetrate the supply chains of foreign enterprises. In addition to PLDT statement, the Nielsen Company 2014 stated that several potential implications for businesses in the ASEAN region may occur when integration falls into place. Some of these affecting factors are as follows. Number one is the increased competition. So the example of the increased competition, it is increased competition in various industries, drives innovation, improves product quality, and provides consumers with a wider range of options. It encourages companies to continually improve their offerings and still for excellence, ultimately benefiting customers through better product, services, and experiences. Number two is the subsequently or parehas po ito dapat sa aton kamo na nagbi-business, parehas kam dapat i-defend ang iyong market share para dili kit malugi or maintindihan sa sayo na nagbi-business sa sayo ng market lot and era target. So number three is the decreased supply chain cost and cost of goods sold will change business behavior. So an example po sa nga is let's consider a manufacturing company that produce and sells electronic devices. If the supply chain cost of goods decreases, it means that the company can acquire raw materials, components, and other inputs at a lower cost. Number four is the rapid deployment of rules and regulations means organization must be flexible and agile. So sa dili po sa number 4, para po ma-clear and eksakto nga step or para ma-clear ito nira na rules and regulations. In other cases, ito nga mga rules and regulations na detalyado is ginpa-process to dili pa gin-release. Number 5 is the foreign investment mergers and acquisitions will change the way business is conducted in Asia. So, dito po is foreign investment mergers and acquisition in Asia can bring about significant changes in the way businesses is conducted. So, they can lead to technology transfer, access to global markets, knowledge and skills development, improved business practices, and cultural average. This exchange can contribute to the growth and development of the ASEAN company and the overall business landscape in Asia. Number 6 is the winning the talent war. So didi po siya is nagre-refer ini siya sa sayo nga mga competitive process sa pag-attract or pag-retrain tapos pag-develop sa mga mag-upay na employers or best employees sa industry and organization. So the last is partnership networks. The number 7 is partnership networks and relationship between will become increasingly important. So, dili po siya is the partnership networks and relationship are becoming increasingly important in the context of sustainable development and collaborative efforts, knowledge sharing, stakeholders engagement, and international cooperation are essential for addressing challenges and achieving a more sustainable future. So that's all for sir. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, especially Sir Kenneth. I am the next reporter in our topic. Assigned for me, it's all about the Philippine-Asian integration. Ang Asian integration ay nagsisimula noong 2015 pero sa 2016 naman ay magkakaroon ng pagkakataon ng mga negosyo sa rehiyon na makipagkompetensya o mag-integrate ng mga produkto mula sa aming bansa ng Asian. Ang kakayahan ng isang bansa na ipagbenta ang kanilang mga produkto ang maging salik kung magiging matagumpay sila o mabibigo sa pag-integrate ng kanilang mga produkto. Sa kaso ng Pilipinas, handa ba tayong tanggapin ang mga export quality na produkto mula sa ibang bansa at hayaan silang makipagkompetensya sa ating mga sariling produkto? Meron ba tayong sapat na logistic at makinarya upang maging mas kompetitibo? Handa ba ang ating mga lokal na mili na tanggapin ang mga dayuhang produkto at baka ito ay mas paboran kaysa sa lokal ng mga produkto? Paano natin harapin ang katotohanan na ang Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia at iba pang mga bansa na may mga produkto na available at kinakagat ng mga mamimili sa Pilipinas ay magkakaroon ng mas madaling pag-access sa ating merkado? Paano tayo magkakasama sa mga high-tech na produkto mula sa Singapore na nakipagsabayan na sa mga mas malalaking bansa tulad ng Korea, Japan at maging Estados Unidos? Ano ang mangyayari sa ating mga produkto? Kaya ba nating harapin ang matinding kompetisyon habang pumapasok tayo sa mga merkado ng ating mga kapitbahay na bansa? Kaya ba nating makuha ng mas malaking bahagi ng kanilang merkado habang ang kanilang mga mamamayan ay sinusuportahan na ang kanilang mga lokal na mga brand? Ang pagiging malapit natin sa mga advanced na bansa sa silangang Asya tulad ng China, Japan at South Korea at sa mga mas malalaking bansa tulad ng Estados Unidos, Australia at ibang bahagi ng Europe ay nagpapalala sa hamon. Ano ang mga produkto na tinatangkilik ng mga Pilipino? Ang pangyayaring ito ay maaaring maging pabagsak ng ating mga maliliit na negosyo kung hindi sila sapat na matalino sa pagkompetensya sa kanila. Para maging kompetitibo, narito ang ilang mga estratehiya at taktika na maaaring isagawa ng mga kumpanyang Pilipino. Una, engagement marketing. Ang kakayahan ng mga negosyante at exporters na makikipag-ugnayan sa kanilang mga kapwa negosyante sa ASEAN. Maaaring gamitin ang social media para sa marketing management. Pangalawa, shared marketing values. Ang pagsasama-sama natin bilang mga malapit na kapartner at pagbabahagi ng ating mga core values at lakas bilang mga negosyante. Customer Relationship Management, CRM o Customer Intimacy. Ang patuloy na pakikipag-ugnayan ng mga negosyanteng Pilipino sa mga kapwa negosyante bilang mga kaibigan at hindi lamang bilang mga kasosyo sa negosyo. Fourth, identifying industry or service we are strong. Halimbawa nito ay industriya na hospitalidad, masahe, pagkain at turismo. Panglima, emphasize on value for money. Ang ating mga kapwa negosyante at ASEAN ay mas pipili ng abot kayang mga produkto. Pang-anim, focus on the magic of mass media. Ang mass media ay maaaring magdulot ng interes sa ating mga kapwa negosyante at ASEAN, lalo na sa industriya ng entertainment. Pang-pito, promotion of local Asian culture. Ang pagpapakita ng mga tradisyonal na halaga tulad ng paggalang sa otoridad at mga matatanda, pagkakaisa sa mga kabataan at pagmamahal sa mga bata ay maaring mag-ugnay sa atin sa ibang mga bansang ASEAN na pinapahalagan ang mga halagang ito. Pangwalo, development of enterprising venture o joint venture. Ang pagsasama-sama ng mga negosyanteng ASEAN ay maaaring ma-appreciate ng ating mga kapwa negosyante dahil mayroong pagbabahagi ng kita o paglago. Pang-siyam, investment opportunities in their own respective industry. Ito ang magdudulot ng kooperasyon dahil malamang nagagawin din nila ito sa atin. Pang-sampo, sharing of leadership style. Ang mga Pilipino ay nag-a-adapt ng mga estilo na pamumuno mula sa ating advanced na mga bansa tulad ng Estados Unidos, mga bansa sa Europa at maging sa plus 3 states ng South Korea, Japan, China. Ang pagbabahagi ng ganitong uri ng kaalaman ay kapakinabang sa ating mga negosyo. 11, English proficiency. Maaaring maging pangunahing guro tayo sa pagtuturo ng wikang Ingles upang ang mga kapitbahay natin ay magkaroon din ng kausayan sa paggamit ng wikang ito. Isa sa mga pangunahing kumpanyang Pilipino na pangunguna sa Asian Economic Integration ay ang Universal Robina Corporation, URC. Handa silang makipagkompetensya sa Asian Economics Community sa pamamagitan ng pag-export sa kanilang mga produkto sa iba't ibang bansa. Ang URC ay nagbibigay halaga sa halaga ng pera sa pamamagitan ng pag-alok ng mga produkto na may kompetitibong presyo. Isa rin sa kanilang mga produkto ay nagpapakita ng lokal na kultura.
Hello, good day, sir. I'm a third reporter. I'm Nikisal Tenorio from Agribusiness 3A. Another topic, Pinoy the Pinoy Pag-uong, bringing the Filipinos version of the condiment in Asian region. Bagoong shrimp paste, famous condiment in the Philippines, is actual fermented tiny shrimp or small fish, usually cooked before consumption. Bagoong is a unique cuisine easily recognized by most Filipinos. It is a great ingredient to Filipino and other Asian cuisines because it adds a specially kind of delicious saltiness that cannot be achieved by salt done alone. The delicious sadness that cannot be achieved by salt done. Bagoong is commonly eaten with green mangoes and as a condimento to popular Filipino as a kare-kare. It is also used as a major cook ingredient in some courses. In the Philippines and abroad, Pinoy na Pinoy Bagoong (PBB) is the most popular brand of processed bagoong. It is sold in almost all supermarkets nationwide and through commerce in the likes of Amazon and Pinoy delicacies. PBB, it means Pinoy na Pinoy Bagoong. Main ingredients include the regular bagoong with coconut oil or corn oil, vinegar, sugar, onion, garlic, and monosodium glutamate. Pinoy especially 2009. After mixing all the ingredients together, the bagoong is fermented inside wooden jar, yielding a kind of banget odor. PPV comes in three flavor variants: regular, A, matamis, B, maanghang. C. PPV is packaged inside glass containers topped by a sealed lid. It's available in three sizes: 250 gram, 340 gram, and 500 gram. Additionally, PPV has an expected shelf life or 24 months. If exported, bottles of PBB can be packaged in a singular box with 24 bottles each on 50 gram and 340 gram white variants, and 12 bottles on the 500 grams weight variants. PBB has a CBM of 0.014816, 0.020000, and 0.014003 for the regular matamis and maanghang variants, respectively. CBM or cubic meters is a measurement of volume equal to a space of 1 meter wide, 1 meter long, and 1 meter high. The company behind PBB plans to export the product in Vietnam, St. Since the Vietnamese share the same Asian phyllite with Filipinos. Moreover, mangoes when green or unripe or peeled, size dip, or eaten with bagoong are native to the country. Like the Philippines, Vietnam is primarily an agriculture nation. Vietnamese food is both tasty and healthy. Rice in the staple food, fish sauce or nuoc man is extensively used in Vietnamese dishes. The most popular dish among the local is pH 02 degree, a noodle soup with meat, beef, or chicken. Another Vietnamese specialty is the spring roll, which has many versions with various ingredients used. Additionally, the Vietnamese take a liking to spicy food. In many Southeast Asian countries, Nubay conglomerates carry on processed bagoong or shrimp-based product line. Only a few brands like Namprek Cafe from Thailand, Sambal Terasi from Indonesia, Pitis Odang from the Malaysia, Koong Shunpain shrimp sauce from Vietnam, and PBB from the Philippines are popular marketed in the Asian region. There are three possible courses of action when exporting PBB or Pinoy and Pinoy bagoong to Vietnam. Number 1. Directly export and retail. Number 2. To export and partner with a retailer for distribution. And number 3. Manufactured PBB in Vietnam. Number 1. 3 possible scenarios could happen when Pinoy na Pinoy bagoong or PBB is directly exported and related in Vietnam. Optimistic, the best end result when the manufacturing company directly export and retail the product is that it can control the product volume. It is likewise independent to enhance the brand image and the brand awareness in Vietnam. Pessimistic, the worst case scenario will be the failure of PBB to get the patronage of the Vietnamese population. Realistic, the plan could be implemented. What if the manufacturing company export and retails the bagoong in the Vietnam? It will be alone of promoting the product. Moreover, a relatively unknown brand will find it difficult to advertise itself in a new and underdeveloped market. Number 2, the same could be said if the company export the brand and partner with a retailer for the distribution in Vietnam. Optimistic, PBB will gain exclusively and an instant exposure if it decides to the tie up with an established retailer. There will be faster and treatment transaction because PBB will be dealing directly with the retailer, partnering with a Vietnamese retailer. Retailer will also help PBB penetrate the market in no time at all because the retailer capability to distribute the said brand. Pessimistic. PBB won't have dominant control over the established retailer, and retailer could stop exporting PBB from the Philippines if it succeeds in Vietnam's market. Retailer the plans should be implemented because this is the best action to be taken. Talking with a product is relatively new in another country. With the help of the established retailer in Vietnam, PBB will be known as well. The relationship between two companies should be strengthened in the way that will protect each party's interest in the event's success or failure. Number 3, these are the possible scenarios that could happen if the product is manufactured in Vietnam. Optimistic. This course of action is cheaper compared with the other alternative because that will be no more freight charge and stop efforts to be paid. It is more strategic if the brand is manufactured in Vietnam since delay will be avoided. Pessimistic. Maybe Pinoy and Pinoy Bagoong is not yet ready for direct international expansion. Expansion is very costly, and there is no assurance if the product will be patronized by the Vietnamese consumer. Realistic. This course of action is no for a product that is not well established. This should only selected as a last resort when exporting a product. Pinoy and Pinoy Barbecue or PPB should first enhance its brand awareness and brand image and should be financially viable and ready before manufacturing oversized is considered